Good morning. Happy Friday. Sun is shining out there. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. I'm not going to read another Dr. Seuss book today. I am going to read to you a big book, and Elsie will hand it to me so we can see the difference here in size. I mean, this is actually a pretty big book, and that's a pretty little book. Maybe bring it in. There you go. So way back when I was teaching, I used to have a whole box full of big books like this that were always fun to get out to read, and it was fun because the kids could all see the pictures better than from the smaller books. But this seems to be the only one that we have left that we found in the kids found in a storage area that they were eating the other day. So this is a leftover from my teaching days. However, I thought it would be kind of a fun book to read. It's a good story. It's written by Mem Fox, who lives in Australia. And it's a good story. And so I guess we'll get started reading, but I lost my photographer for a minute there. I don't know what happened to her. Oh, here she comes. All right, so we're going to move over here. I'm going to use this kind of an easel to read. Can you see it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Today's story is called Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge, and it's written by Mem Fox and illustrated by Julie Vivas. Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge. Oh my, look at all the chairs. Isn't that interesting? Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge, written by Mem Fox. How's that?
Good.
Okay. There once was a small boy called Wilfrid Gordon McDonald Partridge, and what's more, he wasn't very old either. His house was next door to an old people's home, and he knew all the people who lived there. Oh, that's why we have all the chairs in the row with the old people sitting in them. Thank you. He liked Mrs. Jordan, who played the organ. He listened to Hosking, who told scary stories. And he played Mr. Trippett, who was crazy about cricket. He ran errands for Miss Mitchell, who walked with a wooden stick. And he admired Mr. Drysdale, who had a voice like a giant. But his favorite person of all was Miss Nancy Allison Delacourt Cooper, because she had 4 names just as he did. He called her Miss Nancy and told her all his secrets. You see, he likes to ride a skateboard. One day, Wilfrid Gordon heard his mother and father talking about Miss Nancy. Poor old thing, said his mother. Why is she poor old thing? Asked Wilfrid Gordon. Because she's lost her memory, said his father. Isn't it surprising, said his mother. After all, she is 96. What's a memory? Asked Wilfrid Gordon. He was always asking questions. It is something you remember, said his father. But Wilfrid Gordon wanted to know more, so he called on Mrs. Jordan, who played the organ. What's a memory, he said. Something warm, my child, something warm. He called on Mr. Hosking, who told him scary stories. What's a memory, he asked. Something from long ago, me lad, something from long ago. They all have their special chairs that they sit in. Looks like Wilfrid has his own chair too. He called on Mr. Tippett, who was crazy about cricket. What's a memory, he asked. Something that makes you cry, my boy, something that makes you cry. He called on Miss Mitchell, who walked with a wooden stick. What's a memory, he asked. Something that makes you laugh, my darling, something that makes you laugh. So Wilfrid Gordon went home again. So Wilfrid, I thought I skipped a page, went home again to look for memories for Miss Nancy because she had lost her own. He looked for the shoebox of shells he had found long ago, last summer, and put them gently in a basket. He found the puppet on strings, which always made everyone laugh, and put that in the basket too. He remembered with sadness the medal which his grandfather had given him, and he placed it gently next to the shells. I can hear the puppet. That is a silly puppet, isn't it? Silly and colorful. Next he found his football, which was as precious as gold, and last of all, on his way to Miss Nancy's, he went into the hen house and took a fresh, warm egg from under the hen. Wilfrid Gordon called on Miss Nancy and gave her each thing one by one. What a dear, strange child to bring me all these wonderful things, thought Miss Nancy. Then she started to remember. She held the warm egg and told Wilfrid Gordon about a tiny speckled blue eggs she had once found in a bird's nest in her aunt's garden. She put a shell to her ear and remembered going to the beach by tram long ago and how hot she had felt in her button-up boots. There's her button-up boots lying in the sand. She touched the medal and talked sadly of the big brother she had loved, who had gone to war and never returned. She smiled at the puppet on strings and remembered that the one she had shown to her sister, and how she had laughed with a mouthful of porridge. Here's her sister with her mouthful of porridge, and she's laughing at the puppet. She still has her button-up boots on, though, doesn't she? She bounced the football to Wilfrid Gordon and remembered the day she had met him and all the secrets they were told. And the two of them smiled and smiled because Miss Nancy's memory had been found again by a small boy who wasn't very old either. And that's the end of the story. Isn't that a beautiful story? Want to go back to that one?
Didn't get to see this picture.
Oh, okay. Very good. Thank you. Well, what a lovely story. And what a lovely way to see it with the big books like that. I wish I had more. I left them in my classroom many, many years ago, so I'm certain that hundreds of children have enjoyed my big books throughout the many years since I've been teaching. So that's our my camera person's getting a face wash from Puppy. I think she's liking it too. Anyway, happy Friday. It's a beautiful day today. Sun is shining again. Get outside, get some exercise. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you on Monday with more surprises. Bye now.